I was talking with the guy I did the floor with last night. CHRONICLES. He was talking about buying a weapon for concealed carry permit. And because he, like last night, he went out, Orange Park's not a bad area, but he's out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning doing floors. Got his back turned, he's loading up equipment, unloading equipment, so more of a safety camera. And I thought about that. We talked about him and I talked about that Friday. Then I thought about what happened at the synagogue yesterday. Y'all hear about that? Y'all hear about that? Well, let me put that story up for I believe it was 11 people died and so many injured, 6 or 7 or 8. I don't know the final numbers. I didn't follow the story to its conclusion. But anyway, they were in a synagogue, a church, Jewish, and they went in there to pray, whatever. The gunman walked in and just started firing. They're in worship.
Wow.
What is this world turning into? That you don't even have sanctity enough or sacred enough that you don't even respect God's house. You almost got to have the key fob on the door, and every member can, or something, Well, you want to join church, you get a key fob. You don't pay your taxes, you don't take the key fob back. But it's almost just got to be locked. You welcome everybody. But I don't remember all the details, but the things I do remember, the gun bursting in and just started shooting and killing people. And you couldn't run past him because he was at the entrance. And I don't know if he was walking around gun. I know the final number was 11 dead. But it was in a church, a synagogue, Jewish. And they believe it was something to deal with hatred of Jews. Now, with all that said, what's going on in our churches, as far as crime, what's going on around us in our cities, as far as crime, things are happening left and right. People are leaving here. Minister Reed, used to be a time that you used to open obituaries, and it would be a grandma now, she's 70, 80, she finally on that, Miss Bird now led down the street for years, and she finally left here, But now, you open obituaries, and you got more young leaving than you do the others. And a lot of times, you don't feel safe and secure in a lot of places you go, because apparently they're shooting up in the churches, they're shooting up in the movie houses. I watched a video the other day. The guy was sitting in the barber shop with his son. 2 armed gunmen came in, stuck a sawed-off shotgun to his head, and the other one was going through people's stuff and patting people down, and the guy that was sitting there had a weapon on him, and he said, well, if you pass him down, he's going to find the gun, so he had to make a choice. And so the one gunman turned away, the one that had the shotgun, to look at something. That's when he jumped up and started shooting. But it was, I think, he killed one of them, the other one ran away, got like, what? We've been sitting in barbershops for years. We've been sitting in beauty salons for years. It's not sacred no more. Did you hear for the Georgia-Florida game? They brought on 500 police officers. 500.
Yeah, because they just recently had a shooting at Jack last Sunday.
They had that last Sunday at the stadium.
A woman shot a man, and she shot herself.
And he said, Pastor, what does that have to do with?
Thank God I didn't go. Thank you, Jesus.
What does that have to do with anything that we're studying as far as Scripture? Well, I'm glad you asked me that question. We're going to go to verse 1. It says, go ahead. Look where you are. To the final one. Moabites. Amorite. Amalekites.
After this, the Moabites and
Second Chronicles, CHRON. Follow along, CHRON, Chron. Second Chronicles. Second Chronicles 20. Go ahead.
after this, the Moabites and the
Amorites.
Ammonites, and with them some of the Mennonites came against Jehoshaphat for battle.
They came against Jehoshaphat for battle. Now, Jehoshaphat is the king of what? King of Israel. He's the head man in charge. Now we have a group of people that decide we're going to come together. We're going to come against you. My version says for war. In other words, they wanted to fight Jehoshaphat. For whatever the reason, whatever the cause, they wanted to fight against Jehoshaphat, which represented Israel, which means praise. Come on.
Some men came and told Jehoshaphat, and a great multitude is coming against you from Edom, from beyond the sea.
Dead Sea, come on.
And behold, they are in
Hazon Tamar.
Then Jehoshaphat was afraid and set his face to seek the Lord.
Wait a minute. So immediately, can y'all see what happened here? I want y'all to pay this attention. Out of everything that's going on in our city, in our churches opening, churches closing, people came up against Jehoshaphat, these group of people. And then what does the scripture tell?
And proclaim.
No, go back to what did Jehoshaphat? He says, and immediately
Seek the Lord.
Immediately he began to talk to God about it. He didn't jump in his flesh. He didn't go buy the latest weapon. He didn't that the first thing that we need to do, God. That's first. Before we make any decisions, before we call up our girlfriend, how about we need to ride, a home girl, or ride, Mr. Reed like to say, I ride or die. God. He immediately began to seek God. Now, why do y'all think he immediately began to seek God? To find out instructions on what to do about the situation that he was currently finding himself in. What else?
And proclaim a fast throughout all Judah. And Judah assembled to seek help from the Lord. From all the cities of Judah, they came to seek the Lord.
They came to seek the Lord. Everywhere. Everywhere. Jehoshaphat said, listen, we got to get some instructions from God, and we got to get some instructions from God now. So then he tells them, says, listen, let's go on a fast, and let's begin to seek God like never before. Watch this. Watch this. Let me show you something. Watch this. Our churches are becoming empty because we don't need that anymore. We don't need to go to church anymore. It don't take all of that anymore. What's the point of that? Watch the revelation. Churches become empty. Cities become worse. Wow. So in this particular city, Judah, we find that they all came together on one accord. Y'all remember the story about the Tower of Babel? And God said, won't nothing be withheld from them because they are on one accord. So now the whole city is proclaimed a fast. They all doing one thing for one purpose, which was to seek God for instructions that are coming against their city. Can y'all imagine that? A whole city. Let's just do a small city. Let's just something small. Just the city of the town of Orange Park. Just imagine that one whole town. Everybody being the fast. What would God do? Just imagine. Now, here's the revelation behind that one. This is a whole city doing this. Why we can't even get a church to do that? Jehoshaphat spoke. And when he spoke, it said, Judah gathered together to seek help from the Lord. Indeed, they came from all the cities of Judah to seek the Lord, longing for him with all their heart. Every city in Judah. So Judah was like the state, like Florida. And they say every city. So St. Augustine, Orange Park, Jacksonville, what's the one further down? Fruit Cove, Green Cove, Palaca, all them cities. All them cities, and let's say Judah was like Florida, and they say all the cities, so like the whole state went on the fast. And then we find in the entire Bible, it says, "Will nothing be withheld for them as long as they don't want." They're not even coming together for my name, but just because they don't want to quote. But now they say the whole city, the whole state, everything was on the fast. And the whole thing was to seek God for instruction. They're not going on the fast to outdo one another. They're not going on the fast because Jehoshaphat, they got us in a war and we mad at him. How are we going to get rid of it? No. We are coming together as one because together we stand, divided we fall. In other words, if we're going down, we're not going down fighting, we're going down praying.
That's right.
If I'm ministering, if I'm going down with a praise. They were all on one accord. Pay that attention. All on one accord. not trying to outshine one another, not trying to outdo one another. Listen, there's some people coming up against. It's enough out here already coming against you. So we don't need to be in here coming against one another. This is where we need to be unified against that.
Yeah.
Because all of the people he named, the Moabites, Amorites, and the Mennonites, all of them was coming, great multitudes, and he told you it was great multitudes of people coming against you. So I can't come to my people mad at me, and I got these other people trying to, it ain't gonna work. But it says immediately he turned his face to God and began to talk to God. His immediate reaction when, instead of trying to fight back and you don't know who I am and all of this other stuff, was to turn to God. Immediately. Turn to God. And what's 5 say?
And Jehoshaphat stood in the assembly of Judah and Jerusalem in the house of the Lord before the new court, and said, O Lord, God of our fathers, you are not God in heaven. You rule over all the kingdoms of the nations. In your hand are power and might, so that none is able to withstand you.
All right then. So he says, God, you rule everything, you control everything. You got all power and might. There's nothing that can stand against you. So why is it we let problems overtake us when we need to take that to God? Because if it's overtaking us, Jehoshaphat is saying there's nothing that's going to overtake you. So instead of me, ministry, trying to fight this battle that's going to overtake me, I need to turn this battle over to you, which there's nothing that can overtake you. But I don't want to release this because I think I can handle it. 7.
And it reads, did you not, O God, drive out the inhabitants of this land before your people Israel, and give out forever to the descendants of Abraham?
So it said, didn't you, before we got here, you drove the people out and gave us this land? So now we got people coming up against us trying to take the land. So if he said, I will never leave you nor forsake you, I'll be with you always. So you need to use the word because the word works. So instead of trying to handle the problem, put the word on it. Instead of worrying about it, pray about it. The word works if you let the word work. So now what Jehoshaphat is going to say, God, the reason we have this land is because of you. Now people are trying to come against us and take what you gave me. So he went right back to the one that blessed him. He went right back to the one that gave it to him. Then what happened?
And they have lived in it and have built for you in a sanctuary for your name's sake. If disaster comes upon us, the sword, judgment, and pestilence, or famine, will stand before this house and before you, where your name is in the house, and cry out to you in our afflictions, and you will hear and save. So in other words, God, we built a sanctuary in your name. We did this in your name. We weren't trying to have no hidden agenda. This is our way of saying thank you for what you've done for us. Now they're trying to come and destroy the building that has your name on it. So essentially destroying your promise and you, because your name. So God, what, you delivered us. So we're, he's like, Jehoshaphat's like, God, you got to come. So then, and we cry out in our distress, and you will hear, and you will save us. So Jehoshaphat's prayer is not a prayer of like, there's no hope. He already said that you will hear, you cry out in your distress, and you will hear us and save us.
So when we get in a stressful situation, this is where, I need to call out to you. Why? Because you're going to save us. And then what's 10 say?
And now behold, the men of Aaron and Lord in Mount Seir, who you would not let Israel invade when they come from the land of Egypt, and whom they avoided and did not destroy. Behold, they reward us by coming to drive us out your possessions, which you have given us to inherit.
So now we find that Joseph is saying, God, people you didn't allow us to push out, and you allow them to stay around, those are the very ones that's now coming against us. So let me put it another way, event that you can understand. It's people that you know that's coming against you.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. They already know you serve God. They already know you stand up for God. It's people that you know that when you had a chance to do evil against, you let them go on. Because God said so. But the very ones that you showed mercy to are now coming against you. Wow. Wow, that's just amazing. It says, here they are rewarding us by coming to drive us out of your possession, which you had given here, which is the land. And they still said it was God's possession. And they never said they belonged to them. But it was given to them for them to use by God. What 12 say?
O our God, will you not execute judgment on them? For we are powerless against the great horde that is coming against us. We do not know what to do, but our eyes are upon you.
It says we do not know what to do, but our eyes are on you. So in other words, he's asking now, Minister Reed, what are we to do with the people that you showed mercy to early on, now coming against you? And God, we're powerless for the amount of people that's coming against us. What to do? Sometimes maybe instead of trying to handle a situation, maybe we just need to pray and ask God what to do. Just take time out and just say, God, what is it that you will have me to do for this problem, this situation, this group of people? What is it that you will have me to do?
Meanwhile, all Judah stood before the Lord with their little ones, their wives, and children. In the spirit of
that's still 13? Okay, go ahead, sorry. My 13 is. Go ahead. Okay, so don't read 14 yet. Watch this. So everybody, watch this. Go back to 12 real quick. And at the end of 12 it says, we do not know what to do, but our eyes are on you. We're waiting, basically they're saying we're waiting on instructions. Then we go into 13, it says, all Judah. Remember, Judah, I said, was like the state. All Judah stood before the Lord with their infants, their wives, and their children. So, do y'all understand what the Bible is saying? Yes. Listen, we done prayed, we done talked to God, but guess what we're doing now? We waiting for an answer. So wait a minute, Mister, you mean to tell me that we prayed to God, and after we prayed, we got up, we made a decision, we went and did it? No. They didn't get up from praying and just say, okay, God, you can't move fast enough. I'm going to go handle this on myself. No. So after I prayed, I waited. And not only did I wait, but all the men, women, and children waited. Everybody waited.
Everybody on one accord.
One accord. Kind of like old school mothers in church. Where my mom was, listen, if I go to church on Sunday, guess or not, guess what? You going, and then my mom used to tell me, you ain't got to go to church, you get up out of here. I I lead, you lead on Sunday. So they already knew every couple we had. Among everybody went to church. So we waited. What? Patiently. What? On God. What? To move. To what? Give us instructions. Waiting. Have you ever been in a place of waiting? And then because it seemed like it was taking too long, you made a decision that made the situation worse than if you had just waited. Listen, you can't pray for patience and then expect God to just instantly give you a bowl of patience. And no, it don't work like that. You pray for patience, he's going to cause a situation that's going to arise that either you're going to have patience or you're going to mess up. So they were in a place of waiting, a place of standing still, a place of, God, I'm not going to move until you bless me. I'm in this place that God had. Yeah, I hear what other people are saying, and yeah, I see what other people are doing, but God, I'm not going to move to the left or right until you give me some acknowledgement that I'm doing right.
That's right.
Listen, hey, listen. We done followed the crowds so many times. Crowd didn't work. I was always the one left holding the bag. Then they want to call you names because you done dropped a name. But if I had just waited, if we could just go 6 months back in our lives and some situations, if I had just waited. But see, not only waiting, but waiting patiently. So you have to think, the way I think that God thinks, because no man can know what God thinks, but the way I think that God thinks is you sitting there talking, come on, God, I need you to move. I need you to move now, God. Come on, God. So what I believe God gonna say, well, until you learn patience,
I ain't gonna move.
I can't move. Because who are you to rush me, God, to tell me when to bless you? That's the way I believe God looks at it.
And not just that, I can delay it.
You know what I'm saying?
I can do anything.
But I missed the whole revelation behind everything of Minister Reed is while I was waiting, the problem got held up.
Mm-hmm.
If I had just paid attention, God was still moving while I was waiting, but I had my focus on the wrong thing. But I had to be in a place of patience in order to wait. You just can't come into God overnight and be the Pope. It don't work that way. There is no instant oatmeal to God. There are some things that you're going to have to go through, some trainings that you're going to have to go through, some heartaches you're going to have to go through, but it's all a matter of learning and being patient in a place of waiting on God.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Why, ministry, we can't be happy just waiting on God.
That's right.
You think as an apostle of a church, I come in, I see empty chairs, time after time, well, you know what? I'm going to shut it down. Ain't nobody coming anyway. But what imagine, that begs the question then, what did God say?
Mm-hmm.
I talked to the pastor friend of mine, I told y'all about him with another job I had many multiple years ago, and he was a pastor, and he was always came to work, he coming in about, hallelujah, glory, and he was one of those that answered the phone, this is such, and I mean, he was just on fire for God, and he was making me sick, because every time, he couldn't even answer a question. I mean, what you want from the hot dog, you know, I mean, come on, is it really that deep? And then I caught up with him multiple years later. I'm like, hey, Pastor. He's like, don't call me that. I ain't no pastor no more. Them people ain't gonna kill me. I shut my church down. What happened to all this in the past? Doing a whole lot of faking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything that cried, Lord, Lord.
Amen.
So they use the big fancy words and they know how to jump, but is there anything behind it?
Amen.
That's why I try to teach you. I ain't got to walk in the door and talk about I'm an apostle. That don't impress nobody but man. If you want to impress God, be obedient. If you want to impress God, wait patiently. Do what he says and follow his instructions explicitly. What the word explicitly means, just how he said do it. See, a lot of times, God will say, wait. But then we try to mess with it, the situation, while he said, wait. I mean, evangelist, it just, in my mind, it should be simple that if he said don't mess with that situation, don't mess with it. And I just gotta use this one, because this is what we all deal with. If he say don't mess with a family member, don't mess with them. But sometimes God will have them in a place that only he's dealing with.
Something that we can't fix.
Something you can't handle.
You can't fix.
You can't fix this. No matter how you talk to them,
Can't fix it.
they're too far over here.
Yeah,
See, so God said, I got my hand on them.
yeah.
I just need you to wait.
That's right. You stay out of it. Come on, Jesus.
So you go back around here while God got his hand on them. So now you trying to assist God. Oh.
Ain't gonna work.
It up. Come on now. Thank you, Lord God.
So you trying to assist God. Can I share this with you? When you try to assist God, you putting yourself in a place that you should not be in, A, and B, you bringing unwanted attention from God towards you. And it's not the kind of attention that you really want.
That's right.
Bring in more hell upon yourself.
Stay out of it.
So when we're waiting, what we're doing, we're waiting patiently, we're praying, we're worshiping, we're not worrying about the problem, that God, we know God gonna answer, we know that God gonna move, but I just got to wait for the result.
That's right. Come on, Jesus.
But it's patient.
Yeah.
It ain't waiting with worries. Oh, I don't know what that was came from. It ain't waiting with worries.
That's right.
You ain't sitting at the house, at the old school, you say, twiddling your thumbs. Oh, when God gonna move.
Going with you day. In your life.
What I try to do is wait and then forget about it. Just get it out of my mind. Going back to me in the church. God gonna feel it when he get ready.
That's right.
I can hold all the conferences I want. I can put out all the flyers I want. And we need to do that. Because we don't know how God gonna bless. But guess what? It still is not going to happen until his time. Because the Bible says he's gonna fill his house when he get ready.
That's right.
What we need to be asking all ourselves is, am I the hindrance why the house not getting built?
Okay, that's the question. You gotta say it.
Am I in the right place?
Okay.
Am I waiting patiently? Am I doing what God requires me to do in order to fill the house? Because there's a whole lot of work to go on while you're waiting. See, just because you're waiting does not mean you're not doing anything.
That's right.
They gotta work. Yeah.
See, we get waiting. mixed up with the word stop.
Mm-hmm.
So you're waiting on whatever the problem is to be handled. But that doesn't stop you from working with other things. The Bible says, whatever your hands find to do, do it within the house of God. So while I'm waiting on this one, I'm going to go over here and handle this one. Because God got this one. So now I need to be focused on something else.
Mm-hmm. That's my portion.
So I need to focus on something else.
Amen.
I'm waiting,
I know what to do.
but focus on something else. And before you know it, God be the answer all kinds of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're like, okay, God, I got it now. Then we get into 14. What's 14 say?
And in spite and spirit and the spirit of the Lord came upon Jezreel.
Z-I-E-L,
Yeah, Jezreel.
Jaziel,
The son of
Zechariah,
Zechariah, and the son of
Benaiah,
Benaiah, the son of
Jael, or Jael.
and the son of
19, nah, I can't give you that one.
Benaiah, and
No.
and the sons of
Uh-huh.
As
That's right.
in the midst of the assembly. And he said, listen, all Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Stop right there. God said to do what? Listen. In the version I have, it says to listen carefully. Listen attentively. Listen attentively. Listen attentively. The Spirit is telling you to do what? Listen. While you're in the place of waiting, listen. Worshiping, listen. Worshiping, listen. Come on.
Okay.
Go back to 15. Read it. Start at 15. Top.
And he said, listen,
Uh-huh.
all of Judah
Uh-huh.
and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and the king Jehoshaphat. And thus said the Lord said to you, do not be afraid, do not be dismayed at this great horde, for the battle is not yours, but God's.
Start with them. Thank you, Leo. Pay attention. There's some steps here I want you to really pay attention to. First, they come against Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat immediately turned to God. Then his next step was to put everybody on the path. In other words, he brought everybody on one accord. Listen, we got a problem. We got to come together. Okay? Then Jehoshaphat prayed. Then it goes on and tell us that they waited. Sons and daughters and everybody was waiting. Patient. Then the Spirit of God moved. After I waited, the Spirit of God moved. Okay? Waited patiently. Then the Spirit, before it told me what the answer was going to be, the first thing the Spirit said was to do what? Listen. In other words, the Spirit has to tell you to listen. I'm about to tell you something good. But I'm going to miss, well, you're going to miss what God is about to tell you because you're not
listening.
Wow. The word works if you allow the word to work. And a lot of times, Minister Reed, we don't listen to what God is about to say because the word didn't come in the form that we thought it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about, Apostle? They thought Jesus was coming as a roaring lion.
Mm-mm.
He came as a humble lamb.
Yes,
they missed the word because they were looking for the wrong thing. So a lot of times the word is coming to you, but you're looking for it to come one way, and God has sent it another way. So I did not listen, but I had my own thoughts, conceptions on how God was going to do it. So I done missed my blessing because of what I thought. Oh, I almost sat down on that one myself. So I'm not where I am, not because of God.
Because of me.
Ooh, the word works if you let the word work. That I'll say it. I'm on YouTube. 586 South Edgewood. Look me up. Listen. God is not telling a lot of people to jump churches. This thing where every year God tells you to go to another church. I don't believe that. Now, do I believe that God will have you go to other ministries? Yes, I do believe that. Because you do elevate. But like in 5 years, you've been to 7 ministries. Something wrong.
Like you're not listening because you keep moving.
You keep moving. You're not listening. And then, watch this. How you going to leave a ministry that you haven't done everything you were supposed to do there?
Oh, come on now.
You haven't obeyed everything you were supposed to obey there. You're not listening.
Oh, Lord.
You're not listening. You're looking for the word to come one way, and God just sent another word. See, listen. God sent a word, and the first thing, sent His Spirit, the first thing that came was what? Listen. So I simply almost missed it because I did not listen, and I was looking for it to come a different way.
Focus on the wrong thing.
You focus on the wrong thing. You know what else I don't send? God can use a child. God can use a donkey. God can use a sinner. You don't know how the word gonna come. Yes, ma'am.
Because you came back to what you just said. Listen, me and Miss Micah Haney, the teacher in my building, we always talk. She's a young girl. And she always pulled me to the side. The first time I called her, she was real quiet. Like, that's not like Miss Micah. So I went in and I said, what's the matter? She said, Miss Sandra, I just don't like where I'm staying. I said, well, what's wrong with where you're staying? I said, it's just my cousin and I just can't stay there no more. I said, why not? So she told me and I said, well, why can't you move? She said, I don't stop right now. That's why you don't have, because you keep saying you don't have. All you got to do is listen to the man upstairs and he'll guide you how to go about getting where you need to be. While you saying I want, he gonna put you where you want to be. But if you say where you need to be firm about it, he's gonna tell you how to save that money to get where you need to be. So she said, I never looked at it like that. I said, well, stop saying what you can't do, because that thing down there hear you. And he's going to make it so and plant a seed in your mind that you can't do it. So now, Thursday, she had told me that she saved up $300 because she's planning on moving. And she said, say, Miss Sandra, this is what I need to do. She said, then I said, everything that you do that you have to have, put that in that need box. And then just sacrifice something. Sacrifice anything, your meals or your snacks. Go to Dollar General and get your little snacks or whatever. And she's saving up her money to move because she can't stand. Well, like I said, you're gonna stay in that spot because you're letting that seed grow by telling you what you can't do. But if you take it to God and wait on it, and just wait, I don't care if it takes you a year and a half, you wait. And she had told me Thursday she started saving her money and she's gonna start listening. And just brought back to mind what she had said.
The word works.
And it does.
You allow the word. Just because you jump assignment does not mean God pulled you out of the one he assigned you to hands. I don't know if y'all caught that one.
I caught it. I got you. I got you. It's answering all my little questions.
Just because you jump assignments does not mean the one he assigned you to, you pulled out of his hands.
Ooh, thank you, Jesus. Okay. Know what to do.
And then watch this.
All right.
Talk about waiting and being patient. Because while you waiting and being patient, God is grooming you. He's grooming you. Listen, y'all might not believe it, but I desired to be an apostle. That was never my desire. I already knew that God was calling me to the pastor level. Really didn't want that one either, but I knew that was going to that level because I don't seek elevation from man. And if God, this be your will, and I'm going to follow your will. But I told God, I said, and Minister Reed is a witness, because she was there with me. I said, God, if I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do it right. It bothers me that I hear people saying, I made an appointment with my pastor and I got to wait a month before I can talk to him. Then I heard another lady say, she goes to a church and she's never spoken to her pastor. She joined the ministry, she's never talked to the pastor. What did you? That concept is lost on me. I'm not saying you got to know everything about the man or woman, but at least know something. You know nothing about the ministry, nothing about the vision, nothing about nothing, but you over there. That says more about you than it does about them. I don't know why I went there. But anyway. So just because you jump assignments does not mean that you've been pulled out of the one you was assigned to hand. And a lot of times it's because you're not waiting patiently. You jump assignments. Now, because you jumped assignments spiritually, when you do something spiritually that is reckless in your spiritual life, it has consequences and effects on your natural life. So then you're sitting at the house wondering why I lost my job. You're sitting at the house wondering why we eat noodles and noodles when just 6 months ago I was eating steak. Maybe I need to pay attention to what I was doing when I was eating steak spiritually, now that I'm over here eating noodles and noodles.
Oh, Lord.
As men and women of God, we just move too fast, too quick. Too fast, too quick. Yeah, your apostle is different. And part of me being different is I'd rather not move unless I hear God. Yeah, I'm not going to be the most popular one in the group, and I'm not going to be the one always get called on, but I guarantee you that I'm walking with God. Yeah, not everybody not going to like me, and yeah, some going to like me, but whatever the case may be, God.
Right.
God is not a popularity contest. So then we go back to in the waiting patiently, and we're doing stuff. Am I helping the ministry to grow? Am I doing everything on my part? Am I praying for people when God tells me to pray for people? Am I feeding the homeless and doing other things? Am I this, that, and the other? Speaking of that, I forgot to tell you all, talking about waiting patiently, because it's always been my belief that even outside of this ministry, we ain't going to be able to give meals and stuff. So that's why we started the peanut butter and jelly ministry with the sandwiches and stuff. People come by and that's hungry. You know, we ain't going to be able to give them money, but at least I give you a bottle of water, 2 pounds of good time. You know, it might not be the best, but it'll keep your stomach from eating back. So we have to do what we can do at the level we're at this point, because where we're at now, we're not where we will always be. So then, I got a chance to talk with a lady in the job, the new job that I'm on, this new location actually, and she is a couponer. And she began to tell me about how she actually, she buys so much stuff with the coupons. Literally, she has a room that looks like a grocery store. And she says it's actually all over her house. And she constantly buys it. But what she does is she bundles stuff up. And let's say that bundle came up to $100. She will sell it to you for $60. So you will make money. Then she used all coupons, so she didn't pay for it actually. It was very little. So she makes money on the other end. So you save money, she makes money. Everybody wins. But what does that have to do with the story? Well, the story is this. She gets a lot of stuff that she can't sell, like little sample bottles and stuff like that. She asked me the other day, she said, would you help me out? I want to donate all that stuff to the church. So she said, I got boxes and boxes full of stuff that she wants to give me that we can give out to the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have to pay for it. But we have to be patient as a ministry.
Mm-hmm.
God will provide so that we can provide.
That's right.
But you have to be patient. So the first thing the Spirit says, listen.
Listen.
Then the Spirit goes on to say what? What did the Spirit say Isaiah?
Do not be afraid.
Do not, first he tells you to listen, and then he said, don't what? Be afraid. So whatever you facing, however big the giant looks, whatever, the doctor can look at you, Sister Dunbar, and say, listen, tell your kids bye, you dying tomorrow. You can look at that doctor in his face and say, listen, I did not hear that from God. So you need to take your medical degree and go back and try again. And that could be on Monday. Matter of fact, you can tell him this, I'll see you Friday.
Mm-hmm.
He just said you're going to be dying tomorrow, so that would be on Tuesday. So you tell him you're going to see him Friday, so you just told him what you're going to be. So you need to stand on God's word. Don't be afraid of stuff that you don't understand. God said, I got this. Don't you be afraid. What do you have to fear if God say, I got it?
Nothing.
So then what else is said?
Do not be dismayed.
Do not be dismayed, upset, come on.
At this great horde,
These great people, come on.
for the battle is not yours, but God's.
So a lot of times I'm fighting battles that was never designed for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Reed, I'm fighting battles that I wasn't even designed to fight. I'm fighting battles that I was not supposed to fight. So the reason I'm in the situation I'm in, war, I'm busted and disgusted, is because I took on something that never belonged for me to take on in the first place. So now you got wore out, tired, fight, busted and disgusted, fighting something you were never designed to fight. Ain't that something, Evangelist? I'm fighting. And what you designed me to fight? What you for you to pick it up and carry it?
Oh, have it.
Kind of like God, Batman, and we Robin, but God don't need no help. He don't need no assistance. He got it.
He got it.
He got it.
But we got this thing, Evangelist, tell me if you ever heard this one before. We got this thing when people give, when they push that, as we say, right button, we say, I'm gonna give you a piece of my mind.
Oh Lord.
Remember, that's not word, that was from my word last night, for being humble. Because I used to, when I didn't like something you said, I would tell you. Yeah.
That's why y'all ever pay attention to me. Sometimes I be talking, and I know people think I be spacey, but I'll be getting ready to say something, and I hear God say, don't say it, and I'm like, I'm in the middle of a sentence, and people think I don't know what I'm,
Okay.
but God said, shut up. So, hey, I can't touch it. God say, leave it alone. And listen, title don't matter. God said leave it alone. You think because you got power, you can just do everything you want to do? Nah, that's church in trouble now. 911, the church in trouble. I got a title. I can do everything I want. If Jesus, who was God's son, says, I must be about my Father's business, he didn't say, I can do everything I want to do. He said, no, I got to be about my Father's business. So I'm doing what he said to do. The word works. If you said it works. The word works. If you said it works. The word works. So, what verse was that? 15? Let's go on 16. Let's see what it's got to say.
Tomorrow will go down against them. Behold, they will come up by the ascents of
Ziz. Come on.
You will find them at the end of the valley.
Come on. River Valley. Come on.
East of the wilderness of
Jewel. Come on. Go ahead.
You will not need to fight in this battle. Stand firm.
Come on.
Hold your position.
Come on.
And see the salvation of the Lord on your behalf.
Come on.
O Judah and Jerusalem, do not be afraid, do not be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, and the Lord will be with you.
All right, now watch this. What do you see in 16 and 17? Tell me what you see in there. What you specifically see. I want y'all to catch this.
You said 15 and 16?
17 and
What I just exactly saying that the battle is not yours, it's mine, and I'm gonna go before you and do what I wanna do, and you just gonna take control. It's gonna be yours.
okay, that's what you see?
Yes, sir.
Sister Dunbar, what you see? Ooh, it's so good, I wanna tell you. Ooh.
You said, say it again?
17 and 16, tell me what you see. 16 and 17, I'm sorry. 16 and 17, tell me what you see.
Just stand still?
That's what you see? Minister Reed, what do you see?
The clause, it says stand firm, hold your position.
16 and 17, that's what you see? That's what you get out of 16 and 17?
I read it, yes, pretty much.
Okay, watch this. Ooh, this is so good. Ooh, I love when God talk. Ooh, like candy. Ooh, I love it. Y'all gonna love it too. Watch this. Ooh. It says, go down against them tomorrow. Behold, they will come up by the ascent of Ziz, and you will find them at the end of the river valley in front of the wilderness of Jura. You need not to fight in this battle. Take your position, stand and witness the salvation of the Lord, who is with you. O Judah, which is praise, and Jerusalem, do not fear or be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, for the Lord is with you. What I really want you to see in them two verses, watch this. He told them up in the other verses to do what? Listen. He also told them the battle wasn't theirs. And then he gave them explicit instructions on what to do. How can you go wrong when God's giving you step-by-step instructions? That's what I see in there. He told them what? Go down against them tomorrow. Behold, it will come up They're going to even give you the direction on which way your enemy coming. Oh, that good. Step by step. Listen, you already know which way your enemy coming. God done told you. He done told you about some of your other enemies, but you wouldn't listen. You trusted them anyway. Oh, we ain't gonna touch that one. Behold, they will come up by the accent of Ziz, and you will find them at the end of the river, and valley in front of the wilderness of Jerusalem. You will need not to fight in this battle. So then he said, listen. You do not even need to take a weapon with you. You ain't got to fight. I can see this in my imagination, Minister Reed, that you got an army that then marched out to this place, and Israel and the people, ain't nobody got a weapon. Just standing there. That's the way I see it. They said you need not take a fight, take your position, stand, and witness the salvation of the Lord, who is what? With you. If God be for you, what or who can be against you? All you need to do is stand, be still, be patient, watch me move, see the salvation. I'm going to bring it right before you. And the reason, Minister Reed, I'm going to bring it right before you, evangelist, is because I want you to know that I'm God. That's what I see. Do not fear, be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, for the Lord is with you. How many times does he need to keep saying, I'm with you? How many times does he need to say, the battle's not yours? The reason the Lord keep repeating these things is sometimes we are hard-headed, and he got to keep repeating it so he makes sure that we understand that, listen, the battle is not yours. Stop taking on stuff that was never designed for you. What do you want you to do? Stand still and watch me work. He didn't say you go to work. He said stand still and watch me work. And sometimes standing still, other people will tell you that they running over you. Why you let them talk to you like that? Why you letting them do you like that? Well, you letting people just walk all over you. You a doormat. Stand still. God said, I got this. Right. Then we get into 18. And here we go with Jehoshaphat again.
Then Jehoshaphat bowed his head with his face on the ground, and all Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell before the Lord, worshiping the Lord. And the Levites of the
Levites, Kohathites, and the Korahites
stood up to praise the Lord. The God of Israel was with a very loud voice.
Now watch this. Y'all remember in the women's conference, I'll give y'all some of my secrets. Y'all remember in the women's conference, I had that one young lady over in that corner, and then Dr. Cheney. This is going to sound real crazy, but I need you to scream hallelujah with a loud voice. Remember that? Watch this. The word works if you let it work. So because they began to cry out with a loud voice, God began.
The only thing we had to do was stand and watch.
Stand and watch. The word works. It ain't a magic trick. It's word. Which then goes to say that God is real. Remind me of Pastor Tina. Play with it if you want to. So then what we got? What we at now? Come on.
And they rose early in the morning, went out into the wilderness of Jericho.
Coco, now, come on.
And when they went out, Jehoshaphat stood and said, "Hear me, Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Believe in the Lord our God. He will establish, believe his prophets, and you will succeed."
Believe in the man of God that he's put before you and you're going to succeed. Come on.
And when he had taken counsel with the people, he appointed those who were to sing to the Lord and praise him
Come on.
in holy attire, as they went before the army, and saying, "Give thanks to the Lord, for his steadfastness endures forever."
So they went before God with singing, praising, and clothes on. Holy clothes, church clothes. No weapons. Singing, praising, and holy clothes. No weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Singing, praising, and holy clothes. Come on.
And when they began to sing and praise, the Lord set an ambush against the men of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, who had came against Judah, so that they...
Start right up. So it says, when they began to sing. Then what happened? When they began to sing, the Lord then began to do something. So my praise set off a chain of events that I could not have seen. So if I had not prayed, so instead of me being upset about a situation, I need to be praising, because it's going to set off a chain of events that I cannot. Come on. 23.
No, wait. Yeah. For the men of Ammon
Moab.
and Moab rose against the inhabitants of Mount Seir, devoting
Completely.
them to destruction.
Come on.
And as they had made an end of the inhabitants of Seir, they all helped to destroy one another.
Okay, come on.
When Judah came to watchtower of the wilderness, they looked towards the horde, and behold, there were dead bodies lying on the ground. No one had escaped. When Jehoshaphat and his people came to take their soil, they had found among them in great numbers goods, clothing, and precious things, which they have took for themselves until they can carry no more. They were 3 days in taking in soil.
Spoil. Take gathering spoil. Spoil means good. We're going to stop right there. So watch this. They began to sing praises, right? Then God set up ambushes. Then the people that was all united at the beginning, they began to attack each other. They turned against each other. All because of praise, obedience, waiting, patiently, so on and so forth. All the things we discussed. Watch this. So as they began to attack each other, there was one unique thing that I always had this story in my mind. And it was one of the little puzzle things. You know how y'all possibly thinking. So it says that when Judah, Israel, looked out, they said with dead bodies all over the ground, right? So everybody was dead, right? This is the question I always ask God. This is a little funny question. If I had a gun and I shoot you, there was only 2 of us left, then who killed me?
Okay.
Y'all get that? There's only 2 of us left. Out of the thousands or however the number is, everybody dead. Even if I got a spear and I stab you, I'm still alive. Because you dead. You can't kill me. So how do I die? Because everybody was dead. So I just always had that puzzle on my mind. You know, I know y'all probably like, this man is weird. Okay, I understand, that's fine. But anyway, listen. So then he look out and see all the spoil, and listen, they carried so much stuff that when Judah came, because everybody was there to get the spoils, all the stuff that was left over from the dead body, you know, the armor, the clothes, the shoes, you know, all that stuff. They said it took them 3 days to gather it all up. And it's still to get it all. 3 days. But pay attention to this part right here. The enemy that came to attack you, he was flesh.
Mm-hmm.
All I had to do was wait. And be patient. And that goes right into the scripture that says he'll make your enemy
Your footstool.
Come on, somebody. The word works if you let it work. So instead of you going against the one that's coming against you, that's when you need to be praying. Don't allow somebody to push you somewhere that God has not designed for you to be in. Don't allow people to change you. You can't serve God and allow people to push you in places that God has not designed you to be in. What is happening is we're allowing them to push us because we let our flesh get in the way. I got to have that. I used to say a long time ago, ministry, you probably heard me say it in a long time. I just went back to memory. It takes two to argue. I can sit on the phone all day and listen to you. Eventually, you're going to get tired. I ain't saying that to you.
Talking to yourself.
Talking to yourself. Because I'm not going to respond to your foolishness. I'm not going to give you any ammunition, any fuel. Either A, you're going to get right, or B, you're going to, well, that's all I have to hang up. Either way, God wins. Wait patient. Now remember, the whole time that they was waiting, the Moabs and all the Hittites and all that, they were still marching towards them. And then we ain't find one time in there where it said, hurry up, God. They still coming towards us, God. But they wait. And look what God did. 3 days of spoil. Evangelist, that must have been a lot of stuff. That we got to send people from the city out to gather up so stuff. What was they carrying? And then if they go on into battle, then that begs the question, why they carrying so much stuff? God set them up. He ran right in there and said, ambush. So what you thought was for your bad, God had it set up for your good, but you just had to wait patiently, wait it out. Instead of jumping right at the beginning, really? This is what we're going to do at this point in God? Patience. It's going to be all right. God's got this. Question is, going back to the very first thing the Spirit said to the people, which was what? Huh?
Listen.
Are you listening? Instead of getting in your feelings, are you listening? See, a lot of times I have to listen to Ms. Reed say stuff that she ain't even saying. I know that makes absolutely no sense to you, but the deeper you get in God, you'll pay it. God will show you. And she did me like this last night. I came home, it was about 2 a.m. I was doing floors. I told y'all I was tired, you know, ministry's under the weather. So I said, did you take your medicine? She said, yeah. So I had the NyQuil. I set it up on one of our stands in our bedroom. Before I left, I said, now take this, you know. And so I talked to her 1 or 2 times on the phone. And so it was late. I figured she had took it. So then I landed in bed. And I don't know why I'm watching TV. And I looked up and looked at the medicine sitting on the stand. So I was like, God, you laid that medicine on the hospital. I looked at Miss I said, did you take your medicine? She said, yeah, I took it. And as soon as she said, yeah, I took it, I said, no, she didn't. I said, you ain't take that medicine. She said, yeah, I did. I said, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
You told me to take it when you get home.
I know. And then I said, okay. She said, I don't like the taste of it. Got a spoon. And because, you know, she didn't want to listen. We proceeded to have a fight. When she went to grab the cover of her head, she hit the bottle.
Oh my.
That I was holding the spoon. The bottle had the lid on, and it landed right by her head, and it poured just to the tip of it. It poured just a little bit down her cheek. And it was an open bottle. I said, God, I warned you. That could have spilled all over the bed. So she went ahead and took the medicine. But are you listening to what God is saying? Are you listening? That's what we're going. That's what we had right here for today. Are you listening? I've been set up for a blessing, but am I listening? God wants to give you a whole lot, but are you listening? This church belongs to us all. United, we stand. Divided, we fall. I want everybody in here to be prosperous. I want you to be blessed. But even beyond me is the chief apostle, or chief shepherd, a better word, chief shepherd, which is God. Are you listening? We all should have been listening when we pulled up today, and the evangelist said, where they at now? Are you listening? Amen?
Cousins?
A little louder.
Your cousins call this Ostemix.
And I hope I said something to be a blessing for you on today.